Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I know I got Nightmare on Elm Street, more like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 t-shirt. But review I wanted to do is a film that I talked about once before, but if you haven't seen this film and you want a really creepy, wonderful psychological horror film, Session 9 really needs to be something you see. If you've never seen this film, you should give it a watch. It's a really wonderfully creepy movie directed by Brad Anderson, which he hasn't really gone. There's not really any other films that he's done that really I give praise like this one. Basically, this film takes place. I love the cast. It has David Caruso. This is before CSI Miami. Peter Mullan, Brendan Sexton III, Stephen Gevedon, Josh Lucas. Uh, Basically, the film takes place at this abandoned mental asylum. And these guys are a cleanup crew. They're pretty much clean up asbestos, and you get to know these characters. Like one guy, it seems like he's very wants to get the job. He really needs this job. He doesn't want this job to. He really needs this job. Needs the money for this job. You have another guy who he's very pretty much afraid of the dark. Uh, like there's a really wonderful scene that when shit's going down where the lights are going and he's running for his life. Uh, but pretty much this group of characters where things seem to be going okay. And then you have one of them find these tapes, and this guy keeps going through these tapes as time goes by. Session 1, Session 2, Session 3. This guy listens to these tapes wondering, what's up with these tapes, and then gets a little bit obsessed with them. And basically all these guys, they're regular folks. They're, I think, likable folks. Uh, Again, a little bit of that blue collar type of people. I really like David Caruso in the film. And like the one guy who's listened to the tapes, you find out that the tapes have a certain bearing on what's going on because weird things start happening. Very creepy sequence where this guy keeps thinking that someone is chasing him, and starts running thinking that someone's chasing him. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's really very, how it's done, very creepy. This is one of those films, I don't know how long this review will be because I don't really want to give a lot away. It's one of those films that has a lot of nice stuff to it. I love the location of the asylum. It, I guess, to put it best, it's kind of up to you whether it's psychological or supernatural. But they kind of, I'm thinking one way, but it does give you a little bit that you could go the other way as well. I'm not going to say which is which until maybe the ending when I'll get spoilers. But just creepy stuff starts happening. What's this right here? Donning protective gear, the men of the Hazmat Elimination Company venture into the eerily vast and vacant asylum that is filled with an evil, mysterious past. Rampant patient abuse, medieval medical procedure, and rumors of demonic possession are some of the many dark secrets the hospital holds. But then so do each of the men. And I know I'm only 4 minutes in. I haven't said much. Apparently, this film, it says it got $378,000 at the box office. That's bullshit. Like this is Brad Anderson's first horror film, and he just knocked out of the park. Like this guy knew what he was doing, and like I was saying, the setting of the film really makes you go, "Wow, this is such a creepy looking place." And the environment can be a very important thing in a horror film. If you look at it and you think to yourself, I would not want to be there. I would really not want to be there. It really helps. It really does help. And the cast, the acting is top notch. The score is not over the top. It's subtle and it sets the mood of the film and it works. And get into spoilers, so if you don't want to see the... I haven't said much about the film at all, but it's really a film I don't want to... I kind of just want to mention so that people can check it out. But getting spoilers of the film, like you find out that people are getting killed one by one, and then you find out that it's actually one of the men doing it. And the way it's handled, like usually I'm one of those guys who's like, oh, I hate sad endings. But I just really liked how it was paid off. Like, I thought he did his job well. I thought it earned it. It wasn't a just cheap shot. Like, I guess because of the rest of the film being so well done. And like, there's a scene you saw earlier in the film, and you're thinking one way. For instance, you're thinking throughout the film, like this guy's mentioned he did something terrible to his wife, and you're thinking that he slapped her, and that's why he's out of it. But then you find out that he killed her, like he snapped. And then what I was talking about earlier is you could see the tapes, the 1, 2, and 3. You find out at the end that it's, the patient is pretty much multiple personalities. So you just say, okay, maybe this guy is going through this sort of thing. You could also say, well, maybe some spirit, maybe the spirit of this person, or maybe a certain other spirit. Because it happens like right when he comes in, then you have this sequence where it's like things shift, and you could either go, okay, he got possessed at that point, or somehow for some reason that's when his mind cracked. Because it's after that that you see a scene that you think you've seen one thing, but it's another. And like it's one of those sort of like it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, I just thought the directing and writing were very. Who did the writing in this film? The music is by Climax Golden Twins. I thought they did a good job. Oh, Brad Anderson helped write it with Stephen Gevedon. But like I was saying, with like you have a scene where he holds a phone and he's talking and apologizing, I think like to his wife, but the phone doesn't work. Like you could tell that the phone is fucked up. So as horrible as it is, you almost feel sorry for this guy. That's very hard to do, at least for me. And I thought it was well done. I thought the cinematography of the picture looked dark. It looked like throughout the film. I don't know. It's like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I think if you watch this film, that's kind of what it'll remind you of. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. That kind of feeling of the film. At least in my mind. But I know it's like 8-minute review, and I haven't said much about the film. But it's more of a letting people know about the film, letting people experience the film for themselves, being very, very vague. Although if you listen to the spoilers, you already know. But again, I really like the scene where the lights are going and he's running for his life. This guy is running for his life, and the lights keep going, and it catches up to him, and he's screaming because he doesn't like that. And just very creepy, atmospheric movie, Session 9. If you want to see a wonderful horror film you've never seen, Session 9, check out Session 9. You know, when I call it a psychological chiller, that's a good description for it. It really is. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Later.